For decades, we've been told the story of aging is written on our skin. We're taught to count the wrinkles and the gray hairs. But what if that's the wrong story entirely? Science shows the true predictors of a long and happy life have nothing to do with what you see in the mirror. They measure your strength, your joy, and the depth of your connections. Today, we're forgetting the costly myths and revealing the 7 real signs of longevity and how to cultivate them for a future that's not just longer, but monumentally better. Ask yourself honestly, how much time and money have you spent trying to erase visible signs of age only to feel frustrated by the lack of change in your actual vitality? The truth is, the true indicators of health are often hidden from public view. They are found in your mindset, your movements, and your relationships. In the next 60 minutes, we are diving deep into the scientific literature, uncovering 7 scientifically proven signs that accurately predict how long you will live, especially after the age of 70. These signs are practical, measurable, and most importantly, they are completely within your ability to improve. This isn't about genetics. This is about empowerment. This conversation is about genuine vitality and functional strength. We're talking about ensuring the quality of the years ahead. We're giving you a detailed roadmap based on robust research, one that prioritizes health over appearance. If you are ready to stop focusing on the surface and start building real, lasting health, please take a moment to hit the like button. Subscribing to Savvy Seniors ensures you always receive these science-backed, age-positive strategies delivered right to your feed. Let's begin by challenging the deepest assumption we hold about aging, the belief that decline is inevitable. ### the real sign 1, your positive self-perception of aging. The first real sign of a long life is purely psychological. It is your foundational attitude toward growing older. This sign carries such weight that it can literally add years to your life. Here is the myth we must bust. We are conditioned to believe that successfully aging means staying stuck in the past. We are told to fear every passing year and view time as the enemy. The multi-billion-dollar anti-aging industry profits from this fear, relentlessly telling us that wrinkles, gray hair, and slowing down are failures we must hide or mask. But here is the scientific reality, and it is truly stunning. Research shows that people who hold positive, optimistic beliefs about aging actually live significantly longer, healthier lives than those who view aging negatively. Let's talk about that landmark Yale study. Researchers followed individuals for over 20 years and found that those with a positive self-perception of aging lived an average of 7.5 years longer than those with negative perceptions. Think about the magnitude of that finding. That gain, 7.5 years, is greater than the life extension associated with maintaining low blood pressure or avoiding smoking. Could your internal script truly be more powerful than your diet or exercise routine? The science says yes. Why does this profound effect occur? The mechanism is rooted in stress physiology. When we internalize negative age stereotypes, that being old means being useless, sick, or miserable, it creates intense psychological distress. This distress triggers the chronic release of the stress hormone cortisol. Consistent high levels of cortisol lead to chronic inflammation. And inflammation, as we know, is the root driver of almost all age-related disease, from heart disease to diabetes. Conversely, when you view aging as a natural, valuable, and rewarding stage of life, you manage daily stressors far more effectively. you are more likely to participate in preventative health behaviors. If you believe your older years will be happy and fulfilling, you are motivated to take that daily walk, eat the healthy meal, and seek out new challenges. If your internal script is dominated by negative stereotypes, why bother? That negative narrative becomes a devastating, self-fulfilling prophecy. You might attribute normal fatigue to getting old and decide to stop exercising, accelerating physical decline. Or you might use age as an excuse to stop learning, accelerating cognitive decline. How do you accurately measure this sign? You measure it by deeply auditing your internal dialogue. Do you frequently catch yourself using phrases that generalize negative aging? Are you focusing relentlessly on past capabilities rather than present opportunities? A clear sign of a positive perception is resilience, the ability to face a new physical setback, acknowledge it, and then pivot to find an adaptive solution rather than simply accepting defeat. The actionable takeaway is this: actively reframe your language and curate your environment. Replace global statements like, "I can't do that anymore," with specific, actionable phrases like, "I cannot do that in that way anymore, so how can I adapt?" Seek out and celebrate age-positive role models. If your social media feed or the books you read only feature youthful perfection, you are consuming toxic content. Find people who are thriving, running businesses, learning, creating, and connecting in their 60s, 70s, and 80s. Understand that cultivating this positive outlook isn't just a mental exercise. It is literally the foundation for longer, more joyful physical health. ##*, the real sign 2, your sense of purpose. The second real sign of longevity is a strong, compelling sense of purpose. This vital sign is often captured by the Japanese concept of *ikigai, meaning a reason for being or a reason to wake up. The prevailing myth here is centered on retirement, the idea that the ultimate goal of working life is freedom from all work and responsibility. We are culturally conditioned to believe that success means being able to stop doing anything demanding and simply relax indefinitely. The reality, however, is that stopping can be profoundly dangerous to your health. Studies have consistently linked a strong sense of purpose to lower rates of cardiovascular events, significantly reduced risk of cognitive impairment, and, critically, longer overall lifespans. Having a defined, active reason to wake up in the morning keeps your prefrontal cortex engaged. It helps regulate your stress hormones. It gives essential structure, shape, and meaning to your days. Consider the common story of the person who retires and seems to decline rapidly within a year or two. They often haven't necessarily lost their health. They have lost their essential identity, their core function in the world, and their network. They traded active contribution for passivity, and their physical health suffered as a direct result. Purpose is not about being perpetually busy. It is about being meaningfully engaged. How do you measure or find your purpose after 70? Your purpose does not need to be world-changing or monumental. Purpose is most reliably found in contribution, connection, and creation. Think about where you invest your energy that makes you feel useful. Is it mentoring a younger colleague or student? Is it mastering a new complex skill like a foreign language or advanced gardening techniques? Is it volunteering consistently at a local center? Your purpose could even be defined by taking meticulous, loving care of your family, your home, or your garden, finding deep joy and function in the maintenance of your environment. The key difference is the direction of the energy flow. Activities that drain you without giving back are just tasks. Purposeful activities, even if challenging, feed your soul and provide energy. They make you feel needed. The critical takeaway action: define your why. Dedicate a specific scheduled block of time, at least 3 to 4 hours a week, to an activity that makes you feel essential and engaged. Start with small, manageable commitments. Could you commit to reading with a local child for 30 minutes a week? Could you join a group that uses your decades of professional experience? Building purpose is an active construction process, not a passive discovery. ###*, the real sign 3, your social calendar, social connectedness, ***. We now shift our focus to the crucial social signs of longevity. The third powerful predictor of a long life is not the number of steps you take, but the strength and depth of your social network. The myth we often encounter is the celebration of extreme self-sufficiency. We tend to focus solely on maintaining physical independence, sometimes viewing any reliance on others as a weakness or a failure. The scientific reality, however, is brutal. Chronic loneliness is as damaging to your health as heavy smoking. It has been shown to increase all-cause mortality risk by significant percentages. Why? Loneliness triggers a state of high alert in the body, which leads to the excessive production of cortisol. This chronic stress response suppresses the immune system and drives systemic, dangerous inflammation. Conversely, strong, reliable social connections act as a powerful biological buffer. They reduce stress hormone output, promote feelings of safety, and accelerate recovery from illness. This is one of the most robust, consistent findings in modern longevity research. Individuals who are actively integrated into a supportive, caring community live markedly longer than those who are socially isolated. The essential distinction is between chidmakshilitude, which is healthy and chosen, and loneliness, which is painful and forced. Superficial, fleeting interaction doesn't provide the protective health benefits. Deep, reciprocal connection, where you both give and receive care, empathy, and advice, is the medicine. How do you accurately assess this sign? Ask yourself these critical questions. How many people could I call late at night if I faced a genuine crisis? How frequently do I engage in meaningful, face-to-face or video conversation where I feel truly heard and understood? If your immediate household is your entire support system, your network is dangerously small. If you find your social network has shrunk due to life changes, relocation, retirement, or loss, you must treat rebuilding it as a health imperative. Join a local interest club, take a regular class, or start a walking group. Crucially, reach out to family and friends you have drifted from. Do not wait passively for invitations. You must be the initiator. Remember, many other people feel the same need for connection, but may be hesitant to reach out first. The takeaway action: formalize your connection strategy. Commit to one meaningful, scheduled, reciprocal social interaction, face-to-face or video, outside of your household every single week. True social integration isn't a leisure activity. It is a foundational medicine that protects your heart and brain. ###, the real sign 4, your hearing health. This sign often flies under the radar because people dismiss it as a minor annoyance of growing older. But the fourth crucial predictor of your long-term health is the state of your hearing. The common myth is that slight hearing loss is simply a normal, manageable inconvenience that can be overcome by asking people to repeat themselves or just turning up the volume. The scientific reality is far more serious. Untreated hearing loss is strongly and consistently linked to increased risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Researchers suggest two main mechanisms at play. First, the brain is forced to work exponentially harder to process fragmented or distorted sound signals. This immense effort hijacks valuable cognitive resources, the brain power that should be dedicated to memory, problem-solving, and executive function. This is known as the cognitive load theory. Second, and perhaps more profoundly, hearing loss is a major driver of the social isolation we just discussed. Think about attempting to participate in a noisy family gathering or a dinner party. If you are constantly straining to follow the conversation, you become frustrated, mentally exhausted, and you eventually disengage. You stop attending events where you feel handicapped. This involuntary withdrawal from complex, stimulating environments accelerates the pace of cognitive atrophy. The brain thrives on rich sensory data. When a major input like hearing is reduced, the brain begins to shrink. How do you accurately measure this sign? A professional audiogram is the most precise way. If family members frequently comment on the volume of the TV, or if you consistently struggle to follow dialogue in groups of 3 or more people, these are strong red flags. Do not fall victim to the stigma surrounding hearing aids. They are not a cosmetic device. They are a sophisticated tool for connection and powerful cognitive protection. They are one of the most valuable investments you can make in your brain health. The powerful takeaway action. Take aggressive, proactive steps to protect and manage your hearing. If you haven't had a professional hearing check in the last 5 years, schedule one immediately. If hearing loss is detected, seek amplification solutions. Wearing earplugs in loud environments, like concerts or during loud yard work, is also essential prevention. Addressing hearing loss is a direct pathway to reversing potential social withdrawal and supporting cognitive vitality. ##*, the transition from mindset to movement and power. We have spent the first half of this hour focusing on the profoundly important internal and social signs of longevity: your attitude, your purpose, your network, and your sensory input. These factors are often overlooked because they do not appear on a standard physical examination, yet they are hugely impactful. We busted the persistent myth that external, superficial appearance dictates health. What truly matters is your internal dialogue, your active engagement, and the strength of your connections. If you are finding this research-backed guide empowering, please help us reach more seniors by hitting the like button and subscribing. We rely on your support to continue bringing this vital information to our community. Now we shift our attention to the physical body. But even here, we move past the generalized myth of be more active or lose 10 pounds. The real physical signs are about functional power and mitral reserve capacity. They measure your actual ability to live autonomously and joyfully, not your ability to complete an arbitrary fitness test. ###, the real sign 5, your walking speed gait, ***. The fifth and remarkably accurate physical predictor of a long life is your comfortable habitual walking pace, known medically as your gait speed. The myth here is simplistic. We assume walking is merely a gentle form of calorie-burning exercise. We acknowledge it is good for the heart, but we fail to grasp its power as a holistic diagnostic tool. The scientific reality is that your usual walking speed is considered by many geriatric specialists to be the sixth vital sign. It serves as a powerful summary measure of your entire systemic health. Efficient fast walking requires seamless, coordinated interaction between your brain's motor control, your nervous system, your cardiovascular output, your pulmonary function, and your large leg muscles. If any one of those complex systems is experiencing significant decline, perhaps a minor stroke, muscle wasting, or heart weakening, your pace slows down. A slow gait speed is highly correlated with increased risk of frailty, hospitalization, cognitive decline, and reduced longevity. It is the body's clearest signal that the fundamental systems are slowing down. Think about what is involved in a smooth walk. It requires constant balance, rhythmic coordination, and precise energy delivery. A person who shuffles or walks very slowly is expending enormous amounts of energy for a low return, indicating low functional reserve. How do you accurately measure this sign? Find a clear, measured path, perhaps 15 feet long, in your home or yard. Time yourself walking that distance at your normal, unhurried pace. For clinical benchmarks, speeds consistently below 0.8 meters per second are considered concerning. However, for personal tracking, the number itself is less important than the trend taps. Is your comfortable pace accelerating slightly, staying stable, or declining over 3-month periods? Tracking your personal pace is a direct measure of your vitality. The actionable takeaway: prioritize gait quality, speed over distance. When you walk, consciously focus on maintaining a consistently brisk, deliberate pace for short, timed intervals. Focus on excellent posture, head high, shoulders back, eyes focused forward. If you are concerned about stability, practice speed walks in a safe, clear environment. Challenging your speed regularly helps maintain the complex neural coordination necessary for fluid, efficient movement. And this efficiency is what the body uses to save energy for when you truly need it. ###*the real sign 6, your grip strength. The sixth real sign of longevity is often overlooked in favor of bigger muscle groups. This is the power contained in your hands, your grip strength. The common myth we must dispel is that grip strength is only functionally important for simple tasks like opening jars or carrying grocery bags. We tend to dismiss it as peripheral and minor compared to core or leg strength. The compelling reality is that grip strength is one of the most reliable, easily administered indicators of total body muscle mass, nutritional status, and overall frailty. Studies, including large-scale population studies like the UK Biobank, have shown a powerful inverse link between weak grip strength and increased risk of cardiovascular events, respiratory failure, and early mortality. Why is the hand so important? Because the strength in your grip reflects the strength and integrity of muscle and connective tissue throughout your entire body, including the functional health of your heart muscle. Low grip strength often signals a systemic failure to maintain muscle protein synthesis, the root mechanism of age-related muscle loss known as sarcopenia. View grip strength as a simple, effective, non-invasive proxy for a full-body frailty assessment. Declining grip strength predicts limitations in essential daily activities, such as dressing, bathing, and preparing food, all markers crucial for maintaining independence. How do you accurately measure this sign? Clinically, the dynamometer is used. At home, you rely on reliable, functional testing. Can you smoothly pull open a heavy freezer door? Can you carry a gallon of milk in each hand from the car to the kitchen without significant strain or needing to switch hands multiple times. Monitor how tasks you once performed effortlessly, like twisting a vacuum cap or carrying a heavy watering, can begin to feel laborious. This increasing difficulty is the key signal. The actionable takeaway: integrate specific grip exercises into your non-active downtime. Use a dedicated resistance tool like a firm stress ball, a tennis ball, or a purpose-made hand gripper while sitting and reading or watching television. Perform timed squeezes. Squeeze hard and hold for 5 to 10 seconds, then release slowly. For variety, try carrying small weights with just your fingertips, farmer's carries. Strengthening your hands improves your total body resistance to frailty and builds functional muscle reserve that protects your entire system. Asterisk the real sign 7, the chair test, sit to stand asterisk. The final and perhaps most immediately practical sign of longevity is a direct measure of your core functional strength, your ability to easily and repeatedly stand up from a chair without relying on your hands. The myth we often rationalize is that using arm rests or pushing off the knees is just a helpful habit. We see this slight struggle as a minor inconvenience, not a significant risk factor. The scientific reality is that the 30-second chair stand test is a highly accurate predictor of lower body strength, core stability, and balance, all critical elements for maintaining independence. This simple motion requires immense explosive power from your quadriceps, gluteal muscles, and deep core stabilizers. These are the large muscle groups that protect you from sudden, debilitating falls. Falls are the primary cause of injury-related hospitalization and disability among older adults. Your ability to perform this motion easily and quickly is a direct measure of your vitality reserve and your overall fall risk. Can you get off the toilet or out of a low sofa without assistance? This test answers that question. How do you accurately measure this sign? Use a standard, sturdy kitchen chair. Avoid chairs with wheels or soft cushions. Position your feet flat on the floor, directly under your knees, forming a 90-degree angle. Cross your arms firmly over your chest. Stand up straight until your hips are fully extended, then sit back down lightly. Count how many smooth, safe repetitions you can complete in 30 seconds. A high score, e.g. 12 or more, suggests excellent lower body power. A low score, e.g. fewer than 7, is a strong signal that lower body strengthening should be your top physical priority. The actionable takeaway: make the chair stand test your exercise. Practice the movement itself. These are foundational bodyweight squats. Aim to perform 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions, focusing intensely on perfect form, a slow, controlled descent, and a powerful, smooth ascent. Ensure your knees track forward and do not collapse inward. If you need assistance initially, place a stack of pillows on the chair to raise the height and reduce the difficulty, removing a pillow each week as you grow stronger. Increasing this specific functional strength is the most reliable way to maintain autonomy and drastically reduce the risk of life-altering injuries. Asterisk dote the synthesis, embracing your real power. We have spent this hour discovering the 7 real, science-backed signs that predict a long and vibrant life after 70. Notice how powerfully these indicators contrast with the superficial messages we often hear. They focused on mindset, contribution, connection, functional strength, and sensory input. They did not focus on weight loss, wrinkles, or unrealistic standards of perfection. These signs are not fixed destiny. They are actionable feedback mechanisms. If your walking speed is declining, you have a precise direction for your activity. If your social life is weak, you know where to invest your energy. If your positive outlook is waning, you know your mindset needs conscious protection. Every single one of these predictors can be actively improved through consistent, small, intentional efforts. For those of you adapting to limitations, remember that flexibility is key. What if severe arthritis makes the full chair test painful? You adapt by focusing on strengthening the surrounding muscles using non-weight-bearing exercises, such as leg extensions or resistance band work. You strengthen within a pain-free range of motion. What if you live in an isolated location, making physical, social interaction rare? You lean into technology, making high-quality video calls and joining structured, virtual interest groups. The fundamental goal is always measurable improvement relative to your own baseline, not achieving abstract perfection. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of health advice available. But these 7 signs provide intense clarity. They tell you exactly where to focus your limited time and energy for the absolute maximum return on your health investment. By prioritizing your positive mindset, your active sense of purpose, your community connections, and your essential functional power, you are building the strongest possible foundation for decades to come. Remember the most important lesson we established at the beginning. The belief that aging is solely about decline is a myth. Aging is a dynamic, continuous journey of growth, adaptation, and choice. You possess the inherent power right now to influence your physical trajectory and your mental resilience. Use these 7 signs as your personal internal health dashboard. Check them often. Celebrate every small victory. Every time you consciously reframe a negative age stereotype, every time you squeeze that tennis ball, every time you initiate a meaningful connection, you are adding vitality, strength, and joy to your future. Your longevity is not determined by random chance or unchangeable genetics. It is determined by the small, intentional choices you make every single day. Start right now by choosing one of the 7 signs we covered and committing to a specific, measurable action to improve it for the next week. If this guide has empowered you to take positive action, please ensure you subscribe to Savvy Seniors and ring the bell notification. We are committed to providing you with only the most confident, positive, and science-backed strategies for a life well lived. Go out there and start building the vibrant, capable future you truly deserve.